Last time on LaShawn Will, part 1 of the entertainment wall.
All right, guys, what do we think? Leave your comments below. Hit the like button if you liked it. And if you stuck around this long, I got to tell you, I am not done. I got something else for you. I know, I'm a big tease, right? And I got my booty in the air. Anyway, I'm a little short-winded from moving these boxes over here. But at any rate, I hope that you come back and see part 2. It's in this box, that box, and another box over by the door. Hey guys, welcome back. This is where I left you off in the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video, then you might want to go back and watch that one first and then come back over here. I'll wait. I'm lying. I'm not gonna wait. You get to see what's in the boxes. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. We are mixing tech with design. And I also want to thank the sponsor of today's video, AWOL Vision. Let's go.
Hold up.
Okay, listen, y'all already know if I'm bringing it to the channel, it's for a reason. Don't get it twisted, this is DIY, and today I'm going to show you how we can create our own version of a home cinema that doesn't take away from our design aesthetic. Trust me, this is just as important to design as the sofa you choose. This right here is an LTV 3000 Pro 4K trichrome laser projector. That is a mouthful. And it comes packed with so many bells and whistles, including Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. We're also gonna get into the surround sound, but first let me show you behind this beauty so you don't feel intimidated. Okay, so if I swing her around her backside, what you're gonna see from left to right is an optical. You have a micro USB. This is mainly for firmware updates and service checks, so don't worry about that. You have a USB 1, and then on the side, which you don't really see from the back, but from the side, you have another USB. You got an Ethernet cord. You have your AV input for RCA. We actually end up using that. You got HDMI 2 for your ARC, HDMI 3, and HDMI 1 is hidden in the compartment for your Fire Stick, which is also included with your laser projector. You pop that door open and you have HDMI 1 and also USB for your powering of your Fire Stick. So it's not a lot. It looks like it, but it's really plug and play. So this was one of those situations where you guys saw in the last video how much work I had put into creating this design feature wall. I definitely wanted my art installation, but I knew that it was also going to double as my entertainment area. I needed something that made sense for how I live. I'm sure the tech bros would love to take this a lot further, but my main goal was preserving a mood, and I had that in mind when I came up with the concept for the space. I don't watch TV like that, but I do love a good movie night, some gaming with my grandson, and hosting cozy nights with friends where I can have a virtual backdrop playing on the screen like I did in Mexico, but in that case, I did have a big black box on the wall. The biggest TV in my house is in my bedroom, and that's getting framed. That's another video for another time, so make sure you are subscribed for that. Now, before this whole concept came into play, I knew very little about projectors and projection screens, and truth be told, I was actually going to use this little rinky-dink projector that I actually had from a long time ago and never used it. But I knew I needed to step up my game, especially with what I was trying to create in this space. So I started looking into much better projectors. So of course, I asked my girl ChatGPT which was the best, and she recommended AWOL Vision. So I went over to their website, said that they specialized in short throw laser projectors, which was like, wait, what? I don't have to put the projector on the other side of the room or in front. Like, no, this was just exactly what I needed for the space that I was trying to create. Needless to say, the rest is history because here she is. I think it goes without saying that this piece of equipment is a beast. And this motorized slider tray, as I mentioned in the notes, is actually optional. It worked great for me because my sideboard is kind of short, so it pushes it back a little bit further. This goes great with the screens that they have because they go up to 150 inches. Now, since we're talking about screens, let's talk about mine and let's talk about regret. I'm putting it in the video because I want you to learn from my mistake. Here's where I fucked up. So I don't know if you guys, well, first of all, it's not even. Don't tell me it's not even. If you watched the last video, then you know that I had to move this because there was a metal plate in the wall. So I could not center it no matter how much I tried. At any rate, this is where I messed up. You see how it bows a little bit right there? And on this side, how it comes straight down, and then right there, it kind of bows. That is the screen. That has nothing to do with the projector. That is a laser short throw projector. And I don't have the proper screen. Wish I knew that before, but you live and you learn. And I would rather you guys learn from my mistake. So I wanted to pop in a couple of clips here so that you guys can see what it actually is supposed to look like. It does block out 95% of the ambient light coming from the ceiling, windows, and such. It's going to be great for gaming. You're not going to have any glare or washout. It also has 3D capabilities, but I didn't get my 3D glasses in time for the video, so I'll show you guys that when I do an updated video. I am going to be getting the correct screen, but I want you guys to make sure that you get the right thing right out the gate. So get everything from AWOL. All right, guys, let's make sure that you get the right items. So when you go on the website, you'll see that there are some stationary and some motorized. There's this motorized cinematic. You also have a stationary daylight screen. There's another cinematic, which is stationary, and then there's also another motorized screen. They also have cabinets where everything is built right in. So again, plug and play. It has the laser projector built in, and then the screen speaks to it as well. So you definitely have some options when it comes to furniture pieces. I already had my furniture, so it wasn't an option for me. Otherwise, I probably would have went a different route. But it happens to the best of us. So I will say this, do not make the mistake that I made. Okay, are you still with me? Great, now let's get into the sound. So this box says tear to open. So that's what it is. Now y'all already know what it is. That projector is giving big flick energy. So let's talk about the sound, because what's a big screen without big audio? The setup works with something called Thunderbeat. I know it sounds like a Marvel villain, that would be my fave, but it's actually their wireless surround sound system. The projector itself acts as a center speaker, so you're not just getting sound from behind you, you're getting clear dialogue straight from the screen itself where it belongs. Then the Thunderbeat speakers fill out the rest of the room wirelessly, giving you a full 5.2.2 surround sound setup. Translation, movie nights feel like a real theater, but without the sticky floor and the screaming toddlers. As you can see, it comes with 4 speakers and 2 subwoofers, and they also sent me the stands to go with. It's clean, it's immersive, and it works seamlessly with the AWOL Vision projector. No complicated receiver, no mess, no cable jungle, it just sounds right. All right, here comes the fun part. So before I can do anything else, I have to get plugs into everything. The speakers are wireless. They don't have to be plugged into the back of the laser projector itself, but they do have to get power. So they are going to speak to the dongle that I put in the back of the laser projector, but I still have to find power for all of these. So the little power thing that I thought was going to work in the back is not going to work. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and run to the store because I got 6 plugs here. The subwoofers and the other speakers need to plug in. So those other 4, but they're not all gonna plug in at the same place. So I'm gonna need a couple different power cord stations, whatever you call them, so that I can get all of these speakers plugged in. I wanted to show you guys something that I always appreciate. You see that little plug right there? Well, I like how they put the channel in so that the plug sits right inside. I have just been sitting here trying to put everything together. I've been following the videos on the AWOL VISION YouTube channel. So they have a YouTube channel. I've been using these to help me walk through everything. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I feel like I need to call in one of their senior tech advisors on the WhatsApp. So I'm just going to continue to do this as best I can, and then if I run into any issues, I'll reach out. It said, hello, it's on. I pulled the blinds down, but it's still quite bright. But even with it still being daylight outside, it's still giving vivid colors and it's pretty sharp. I can only imagine what it would look like if I had the proper screen to go with it. The cinematic visuals would be off the hook. I cannot wait for it to get dark so we can check it out at night. All right, so even though it's still daytime outside, you can see the supervisor. He wanted to watch Sonic regardless. So it had been a long day of editing for me, and I decided to just kick my feet up and stuff my face with some popcorn, literally stuff my face. And we watched Sonic 3, and I have to be very careful about what sound I can and cannot play because I don't want my video to get demonetized, and I don't have license to all of this. So I'm actually just playing things to show you guys the visuals.
You're almost at the vault.
We're out of time. I'm going.
Honestly, I don't even have this up super loud because the supervisor doesn't like things too loud, but it sounds awesome.
No, I'm stuck.
We might be here a while.
Yeah. Okay guys, so even though the supervisor was perfectly fine with the way everything looked and sound, I had some issues still. I definitely wanted to bring you guys a video where I could actually show the true quality of how something is supposed to work. With that said, AWOL Vision is actually going to be shipping out a screen that is compatible with a laser short throw projector. Thank you. They wanted to send it to me before. I was the one who was hesitant because I had already put up my screen. So that's all on me. You live and you learn. I wanted to see if there was ways for me to be able to make an improvement on how it was coming across on video. So this morning when I woke up, I decided that I was going to move some furniture around in my guest room, put a blackout curtain up. Mind you, I had no curtains hanging in there. So I just want you guys to know how much I actually go through in order to bring you a good quality video. So now would be a good time to hit the like button and leave me a comment below. But anyway, I did put a blackout curtain up, moved some furniture around, made it really dark in there because I really wanted to show you guys how much better the quality is. Now, mind you, it's still not on its proper screen, but it did come across a lot better than it did on the screen that had the waves in it. So I wanted to show you guys that because I wanted to make sure that you know not to cut any corners. But this is real life. This is how things happen in real life. We make mistakes. We buy things, we cut corners, we try to save, and sometimes you just have to have the right tools for the job. And in this case, I had part of the right tools and then I didn't. So again, this happens. This is real life, and I'm kind of glad that it happened this way because I'm able to say, this is what happened when you don't do it right the first time, as opposed to, what if I had, and then no. So there's regret, but then it's also going to be corrected, and I will address that in a future video for you guys so you can see the laser short throw projector with a laser short throw projector screen. Okay, so we'll revisit that. Anyway, I could have saved this for another time, but I definitely wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible because there are some sales going on right now that I don't want you to miss out on. I will link everything below for you in the first pinned comment as well as in the description. Okay, so there's going to be my link, and then Amazon days are coming up. If you guys are seeing this video before July 7th, definitely get over to Amazon. You're going to get $1,300 off. This deal is insane, so don't miss out. If you are seeing this after July 7th, but during the Amazon Prime days, flagship projectors are going to be an instant $1,550 off. This deal is amazing, so make sure you don't miss out. If this setup is something that you're interested in doing, now would be the time to run, not walk. Outside of the Amazon Prime days, you will still be able to get $300 off if you use my code listed below. I'm gonna also tag that in the description as well as the first pinned comment. It's Lesha 300, so it's Lesha 300. Okay, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today while I create this home theater setup in my space. I know it is not your typical home theater like in a basement or, an enclosed room. It is my space, and the reason why I wanted to do this setup is obviously because my art wall is my feature. And I want to thank AWOL Vision once again for working with me on sending me all of this stuff for my review, my honest review. They did not tell me what I had to say or didn't say. This was based off of how I feel, and I'm telling you, this is something that I absolutely love. It is definitely a splurge for some of us, I get that, but if you're saving money, if you're watching the rest of my videos, then you know how to save, so you know where to splurge, right? Right. Okay. With that said, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Hit the like, leave a comment. If you're not subscribed, why? I'll see you guys later. I love you.